Salamat berjumpa lagi. This is ASEAN Today, your monthly look at the dynamic people and places of Southeast Asia. I'm Dalton Tanonaka of the Indonesia channel at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta.
สวัสดีครับ I'm Chairat Thomya of Thailand Channel 3 in Bangkok. We begin here this month where concerns over public safety has led to a declaration of martial law. The army said on May 20th that the action was taken to keep the country stable after 6 months of political conflict. Then 2 days later, the military announced that was in control of government with a 10 p.m. to 5 p.m. curfew. Troops were dispatched to police intersections, media outlets, and key intersections. Initial public reaction was calm. This came after a court ruling on May the 7th that left the country without a prime minister. Yingluck Shinawatra was ordered out of office by the Constitutional Court for abusing her authority. The ruling said that the transfer of a senior civil servant in 2011 was aimed at helping her family. She was dismissed along with part of her cabinet.
เราได้ยึดหลักในการบริหารราชการแผ่นดินด้วยความซื่อสัตย์สุจริตและไม่เคยมีพฤติกรรมที่ส่อไปในทางทุจริตตามที่กล่าวหาแต่ใด
More than 30 people have been killed since November in anti-government protests on the streets of the capital.
Yingluck's removal meant she wouldn't be attending the 24th ASEAN Summit in Myanmar a few days later, but other leaders were there to adopt the Naypyidaw Declaration, focusing on the status of the planned ASEAN Economic Community next year. They said that nearly 80% of AEC goals have been met. The other major issue discussed was the territorial fight with China.
Quite a substantive part of our discussion was on the South China Sea, but as I said before, not reflecting division, on the contrary, reflecting our sense of common purpose. I think ASEAN leaders, ASEAN ministers were united in wanting to respond collectively to the recent developments, expressing their concern and calling for exercise of restraint.
And restraint is being tested in Vietnam, where 20 people have been killed and more than 100 hurt in riots at the country's biggest steel plant on May 14th. This in response to China's deployment of an oil rig in disputed waters. There was also celebration in Vietnam on the 60th anniversary of the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. Thousands marched on May 7th to remember the military victory against the French that ended colonialism in the country. President Trong Tan Song saluted those who had fought in the Turning Point battle.
A different kind of military display came in the Philippines. 5,000 Filipino and U.S. troops held a joint training drill on May the 5th. The exercise focused on maritime security and disaster response. This cooperation was also aimed at easing tensions over the South China Sea conflict. Malaysia's new low-cost carrier terminal is now open for business after several delays. The first flight on May 1st carried 151 passengers to Manila. No obvious signs of heightened security was seen at the facility in the aftermath of the missing Malaysia Air flight. This terminal is the largest of its kind in the world, handling up to 50,000 passengers a day.
An Indonesian batik maker is trying to win customers around the world with its vibrant colors and styles. ASEAN Today's Andita Winda reports on the global designs of Alera.
Batik has a rich history and is well known around the world as an important part of Indonesia's cultural heritage. One of Indonesia's most prominent batik creators, Alera, hopes to preserve this rich tradition while adding a modern twist. Alera was founded in 2005 and has since opened a total of 10 outlets across the archipelago. Alera Batik is known for its intricate details, gradient motifs, and vibrant colors. Alera aims to introduce batik to global citizens in addition to its main market of the middle and upper class Indonesians.
Untuk perbedaan Alera dengan batik-batik beberapa batik yang ada di Indonesia adalah dari awal memang berdiri kita karena kita mengkhususkan produk kita tuh untuk menengah ke atas, jadi kita memang semua yang dari produksi batik Alera itu kita buat sendiri dari desain motif maupun desain fashionnya, dan kita selalu mengikuti tren fashion dunia.
Alera sources its fabrics from various regions in Indonesia such as Bali, Makassar, Garut, and Tasikmalaya. Prices range from 700,000 rupiah or $62 for a top to 40 million rupiah or $3,450 for a custom-made gown. Alera produces 1,200 ready-to-wear batik products monthly while also cashing in from custom-made orders. Its simplicity has been a big factor in helping it to gain greater customer recognition.
Produk Alera untuk saya cukup unik ya, dan very colorful. Yang mana kalau menurut saya cukup sulit ditemui di batik-batik brand lainnya.
Menurut saya bagus sekali ya, karena saya suka modelnya itu, dia simple tapi elegan dan membuat pemakainya menjadi lebih percaya diri.
To reach more customers and boost profits, Alera often takes part in fashion shows or exhibition events in the capital.
Oke, untuk pemasaran strateginya kita adalah kita biasa bekerja sama dengan beberapa bank ataupun majalah, dan kita juga sering ikut beberapa pameran di dalam maupun di luar negeri, dan kita langsung ke customer kita yang memang untuk mencintai produk Indonesia.
Alera will not provide revenue details. However, the business continues to grow both domestically and internationally, having supplied products to Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia. Having batik may be essential for most Indonesians, and Alera is helping them find good batik that suits their own personal style. Andita Winda for ASEAN Today, Jakarta.
More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly.
We get some perspectives from ASEAN's leader. Secretary General Le Luong Min explains the 24th ASEAN Summit results, including progress on the South China Sea dispute. You're watching ASEAN Today. I'm Thairat Thumya from Bangkok.
And I'm Dalton Tanonaka in Jakarta. He's back in his office here at the ASEAN Secretariat, reflecting on the 24th ASEAN Summit in Myanmar. Lee Luong Min addressed the media upon his return, beginning with the hot territorial conflict in the South China Sea between several member states and China.
And at the summit, the leaders of the Vietnamese delegation, the Prime Minister of Vietnam informed the leaders of ASEAN that they have been engaging in the diplomatic efforts, engaging with China to seek a solution to the ongoing, development. They have been trying to engage the Chinese leadership, but they have failed to do so. They have not got the response from the Chinese leadership. And again, this backdrop, the summit has been a success, as reflected in the outcomes of the summit on the three pillars of the community in the community building work on the three communities. On the political security front, the leaders reached important agreements to strengthen ASEAN unity and solidarity, as well as ASEAN's central role in maintaining and promoting peace, stability, harmony, and prosperity in the region. On the economic front, major agreements were reached to intensify efforts in realizing the ASEAN Economic Community by 2015 and implement the initiative to achieve the ASEAN Single Market and Production Base, including the trade facilitative initiative such as the ASEAN Self-Certification System and the ASEAN Single Window, the ASEAN Custom Transit System, as well as other measures for the free flow of goods, services, investment, and skilled labor, and free flow of capital. On the social cultural front, the leaders reached also important agreements to intensify efforts in science, technology, and innovation cooperation. on the work, on community building, the ASEAN economic community building process. I mentioned, one of the challenges we are facing is the limited or otherwise modest a rate of transposition of regional agreements and commitment to national strategies and legislations. And the leaders stress the need to provide support to ASEAN member states in the assessment of their capacity in this connection and to support them in accelerating the transposition of such regional commitments and agreements.
The next summit in October will include dialogue partners including Japan and the US. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly.
We head to Cambodia to meet residents who create graffiti as art. And then we are off to Ayutthaya for a tour of Thailand's land of temples. That's all next.
This is ASEAN Today.
And we are coming to you this month from Jakarta and Bangkok. Some call graffiti an act of vandalism, but street artists in Cambodia are changing perceptions with their skills and sensitivity. ASEAN Today, Deborah Priscilla explains.
Graffiti is a fairly new phenomenon here in Cambodia. It was brought and heavily influenced by practice foreign to this conservative country. The so-called graffiti tourists come to the capital and design colorful, personalized image. Grand Messi is one of them. He's been living in Phnom Penh for 4 years now, creating 3 to 4 graffiti works a month. Many Cambodians are positive about his creation, but Messi keeps in mind cultural sensitivities.
Normally 9 times out of 10 it's fine as long as you don't paint any ghosts or ghouls or any kind of monstrous looking characters because it's a very superstitious society.
Native street artists are creating their own unique styles. Piptar and Lisa Mam put up motifs based on Angkor temples that blend with modern touch. Tar hopes that graffiti art can be inspirational to young people on the street of the capital.
Maybe, I'm not saying it's going to feed them or anything, but it's just maybe it might spark a little something, maybe it might, there's something more that maybe there is some kind of hope, maybe there's something they could be inspired by, who knows?
Mom is the great-granddaughter of one of Cambodia's first street artists. She wants to change the negative perception of this urban art.
ខ្ញុំអត់ចង់ឲ្យយុវជនឬក៏យុវនារីយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាគិតថា graffiti ឬក៏សិល្បៈគំនូរលើអញ្ចឹងហ្នឹងគឺជាភាពខុសច្បាប់ឬក៏ធ្វើឲ្យអញ្ចឹងតាមផ្លូវហ្នឹងមើលទៅភាពអញ្ញាញ៉ៃគួរតែគិតថាយើងធ្វើឲ្យអញ្ចឹងហ្នឹងមានភាពយើងតបតែងអញ្ចឹងនៅតាមផ្លូវឬក៏កន្លែងណាមួយដោយភាពស្រស់ស្អាតនៃគំនូររបស់យើងដែលគូចេញមក
The street art scene remains relatively small here, but is growing fast, adding an artistic statement to Phnom Penh's urban landscape. Deborah Priscilla for ASEAN Today.
Here are several events on the ASEAN calendar. The Parade of the Candle Festival 2014 is set to light up in Ubon Ratchathani, Thailand from July 11th to the 21st. The Studios 2014 Abstract Art Jam will be held July 12th and 13th at Singapore's Esplanade Theatres on the Bay. And a cane ball tournament is part of the Chinlon Festival 2014 in Mandalay, Myanmar from July 2nd to the 12th. A region in Thailand known for its spectacular temples also draws visitors for its waterway commerce. ASEAN Today's Nongol Darapati guides us to Ayutthaya.
Ayutthaya sits 76 kilometers north of Bangkok, in an area considered one of the world's most prosperous ever since the 17th century. Ayutthaya is known for its spectacular historical spots. In the heart of the city stands Pranakonsi Ayutthaya Historical Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1991. Wat Prasi Sanphet is the largest temple here, admired for its distinctive row of restored stupas. Next to the temple is the Vihara Phro Mangkol Bopit. It's home to a bronze Buddha rising 15 meters high, covered with 340 kilograms of gold. It was originally enshrined outside the Grand Palace to the east. Admission is 50 baht or $1.50.
It's amazing. The temples are stuff that I've only seen in pictures, so it's nice to see it in real life. The temples behind me are gorgeous. They're amazing.
I think it's very beautiful. It reminds me of my hometown, because we have an old part of the town with old buildings and everything. It's so beautiful.
Flowing around the city are 3 rivers used for public transportation. This floating market is a popular tourist attraction. It helps preserve a traditional lifestyle going back 400 years. The visitor fleet includes 50 paddle boats with more than 200 shops offering goods and food items. A personal water tour is available for 20 baht or 60 cents a person. Nongol Darapati for ASEAN Today.
It is feedback time, and we enjoy getting your comments from throughout the ASEAN region and the world. Joining us with this month's comments is Duridi Sidichanya of the ASEAN Secretariat.
Hi,
Dee, good to
Dalton.
see you. What's the buzz this time?
Dalton, we're getting a lot of tweets. Hendy said this, the best news show. That is high praise. We thank you, Hendy. Linda said this on Twitter. I love the history on the show. We do too, Linda. So much to learn. And Spencer tweeted, good news, see you every month. We'll be here, Spencer. Let us know what you're thinking out there. Email us at ASEANTodayTV@gmail.com. Post something on our Facebook page or tweet us at ASEANTodayTV. And that's all for this month, Dalton.
All right, Dee, thank you. But before you go, you were in Naypyidaw for the summit. How was it? Was the city ready? Everything prepared?
The city was ready. Myanmar was an excellent host. We had wonderful facilities, hotels, conference center, and
they'll do it all again in October.
We'll do it all again in October and throughout the year with the various important ASEAN meetings taking place throughout the year.
And you'll be there, and maybe hopefully I'll get to join you on one of these trips.
I hope so.
All
Let's
right,
plan
Dee.
on that.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Dalton and Dee, one more ASEAN story. This one out of Cambodia about that country's version of the rickshaw. The cyclone is in danger of rolling to a stop forever, despite its history as one of the main ways to get around the capital. The three-wheeler is struggling to keep up with the tremendous competition of motorbikes, taxis, and tuk-tuks. The number of cyclists has fallen dramatically in 15 years, from 10,000 to 500 today. Commuters apparently prefer speed over tradition, but visitors still find the cyclo a relaxing way to tour the city. And that's ASEAN Today for this month. I'm Thairat Thumya of Thailand Channel 3 in Bangkok.
And I'm Dalton Tanonaka of the Indonesia channel in Jakarta. Terima kasih, and please join us again next month.